Hey, what's up guys, it's Oakley, and we are here playing with the Beastmen. I am with Indie Pride, and we decided to take the Gorebulls out for a spin. So each of us has our own epic sort of echelon formation here. A huge, ferocious... Jeez, look at these guys. Oh my god, I can't get over the character models. But yeah, we both have these awesome formations moving forward. Mine is a bit more of just going to be an attack formation. Indy's has a full surround on his lord, and we're going to be closing in on a massive swarm of greenskins. So you can see my pretty formation moving up. And we have Kazrak, the one eye, who's in the back. He does have this vicious whip that he'll be using to make these Gorebulls charge forward. But here we go. We're going to be moving up into position. Both of our formations, like I said, mine is a bit more geared towards attacking all out against various units. So now we're going to start popping our abilities, and we're going to get ready for the charge. I'm going to select individual targets. You can see some of my units start to rear up, and boom! There it goes, starting to charge through with the awesome animation, where they just start rolling through the formations. Absolutely awesome. You can watch as Indy's more compact force gets in through here. The wedge being pretty effective, and then now we start going to town. The purpose of this battle is literally just to show the ferocious nature of these guys as they tear units apart. Blood splattered on everyone. They are gonna have a oh, and we just saw one of the animations right here in front of us where he gores a unit on one of his horns and tosses it behind. So this is ridiculous stuff. This is just 20 Gorebull units, 10 for each of us, charging into a massive full strength horde of greenskins. And like I said, the purpose of this is just to enjoy a bit of the gore, the cinematics, and get the theme of this going. We actually have Grimgore trying to beat up on one of the Gorebulls. Pretty cool stuff, and look how freaking monstrous. Already we thought that orcs, black orcs, were big units. They look like dwarfs in comparison here. So we have tons of squishy units. These savage orcs, not quite sure which way they want to face. Getting mauled. You can't even pick a target here. There are some goblins in the mix, but you can see they're quickly getting the fuck out of here. They're going to be the first to scamper away at the slaughter that's underway. Not much of an explanation to be had here. We're just kind of charging everything. Indy's compact formation has absolutely slaughtered the individual unit that he targeted first. Oh my god, a unit just exploded into a bunch of giblets there. Yeah, so his compact attack was perhaps a good move. He obliterated his opposition, and now he's starting to split up, whereas my Gorebulls are being a bit more split up amongst the various units. So we'll see what works out best, but keep an eye on these Gorebulls, who when we charge them back in, do these ridiculous charge moves where they come in and they somersault, and that is one of my favorite attack moves I've ever seen. Just look at this scene. Freaking crazy. It's Christmas for these dudes. But yeah, so I've been playing a bit of the Beastmen. I did get it late, a little bit late from CA, so I didn't get to explore it as fully, so I won't be able to give you the full rundown. I haven't been able to play the mini campaign, but I've played a couple battles with Indie Pride, and I do have to say the Beastmen play really, really fun. Hyper aggressive. The units are awesome. Elite single character models like this are freaking sweet. The Cygor is awesome to play with, and I would say they're very fun. I don't know necessarily if it's worth the total cost. I think more of a $10 or $15 price tag seems more in line with what we've seen before. But again, I can't necessarily judge everything so far. We're just here going to be giving your first impressions of the gameplay and just kind of reveling in the sheer chaos of it all. So now we've kind of blown out the center of this. Oh, and actually the new maps that have been introduced are really sweet. Look at the details here. You have kind of Gorebull hoof marks all over the place. So these new maps are really awesome. Although one of the things I do have to note for this city is this is unplayable. We've been asking CA for river maps, for bridge maps, and they go ahead and build one, but they build it outside of the playable area. I would love to play in this, so please CA, make these types of maps playable. Back to the battle itself. We have blown up through the middle, but now we're starting to dwindle a bit in number. We can get back to the center where actually some of our guys are starting to break And this is where Kazarak is actually going to be starting to go down. He's surrounded by Gorebulls all around. You can see he's been dealt a pretty significant amount of damage here against the Black Orcs. He's trying to wade out, but I think he's going to end up going down, and this is going to be causing a pretty significant morale blow to myself and Indy. Yep, there he goes. Kazarak is slayed. It may have been even a little goblin that ended up shanking him in the thigh there. That's going to cause a bit of a morale penalty for us. So now Indy and I are having to struggle a bit. Although a lot of the greenskins are now tied up in these massive blobs. Indy's Gorebull on this side, he still has a couple, but now we're starting to get units kind of routing. These individual units of the Goblin Archers have done well to stay away from us. You can see they're the only units with no paint on them, no red giblets all over them, but it's not going to last for long. Here they get charged, so we have to chase down these archers. A couple of my guys are still alive, most are routing, so I think at this point I was down to a single unit left. And so what I had to do was kind of rally him about, charge left and right, and try and wait to recoup the rest of my Gorebull. So what you'll see me doing is going unit to unit charging forces. Oh my god, and these charges are so satisfying. It's absolutely amazing. Look at this guy. God, that's frightening. But yeah, my tactics for now are going to be to try and charge enemy units. Oh, but I'm taking so much damage from the arrows. So I'm going to try and disengage. I'm popping abilities, pulling out of here. And one of the cool things that I'll be talking about probably in another video and showcasing to you is the ability that you can now give your hero special abilities and potions. It's you have more flexibility, and I really love that mechanic. It allows you to customize your units much more and specialize in how you want them to be played. So in this one, I specifically gave them abilities to have more health, have more damage resistance, and it's definitely paying off. Just giving me a bit more sustain. And then now at this point, we're having this Gorebull coming back, a couple more Gorebulls coming back as well. Indy is coming back to me, and so now we're starting to get, look at this, all the Gorebulls that were previously routing. This guy's coming back. The unit in the rear is coming back, so we're barely hanging on to this after having lost our lords. So now, when you get a critical mass of Gorebulls, yeah, you can do a lot of damage. It's just somersaults galore. And look at these. You're just trying to stand up to us. That is not going to work. So they break and they shatter. So we're doing a pretty good job here of just gang banging some of the units. For instance, this guy here, all by himself, fighting some night goblins, and let's watch this other unit as he lines up. Boom! Just plows his way through here. Oh my god. So crazy. So yeah, we're cleaning up. We've recovered a little bit on this side. In the center, Indy's doing work with this Gorebull here. He finally broke just because of the proximity of Grimgore. But a lot of the units here have routed, although they are going to start coming back from the forest. So it's a really fun battle here to just try and play against the AI if you have a buddy. To just play against the AI with Gorebulls. Not very micro heavy, but you get to see a lot of awesome charges. So for instance here, we're going to play bowling. And here we come down the bowling alley. See if we can roll a strike. Amazingly, he didn't pull off the somersault assault that I would have liked to see. Got a bit stuck on these units. But over here, ooh, we do land a nice somersault. A lot more of our, ooh, oh my god. Our guy tried to somersault. And yeah, so this is really fun. Gorebulls, Indy Pride and I decided these are our favorite unit. We may be seeing a lot of them spammed online. The Minotaurs themselves behave pretty similarly. Just so fun. If you want to pop a line open, this is going to be the unit to do it. I love their special roll ability. I don't think anything has something quite as beautiful as that. Now I have 3 remaining Gorebulls all clustered together to try and break units. I'm trying to pull away from Grimgore, who has popped a Wah ability to boost his stats. And as I get kind of within the proximity of him, it looks like this is going to cause some penalties to my unit. So one of my Gorebulls decides to call it quits. As he does so, the other ones are convinced to do so as well. So we were about to go and rampage to hit these Black Orcs, and then perhaps free up our units in the center. And he still had a couple units, but just the way the game works currently with the morale penalty, a lot of your units will completely rout and shatter towards the end, which is what we had going on here. But still, so many greenskins went down in this final engagement. The archers here desperately trying to rally the goblins around them while they're meanwhile being panicked and routed by the Gorebull. This is a very fun battle. Almost this alone would be worth the price of admission, I have to say. So it's definitely a fun unit roster, still somewhat lacking. It does play differently, somewhat chaosy, but I just think the units are just so much more fun. The Cygors that you're not seeing here are really fun. But again, I can't necessarily speak to the campaign aspect of this. But this alone was definitely enjoyable. If we end the replay here, we can see kind of what ended up happening. So like I said, 20 units on our side total against almost 2k and 1.5k here for Grimgore. We just murdered the enemy. 120 kills here, 135, 130, just doing work. Indy with 160. So he'd had some really powerful Gorebulls. Although I think the main loss for us was having Kazarak the One-Eye. For both of us, kind of getting killed too early on in that battle ended up causing a pretty significant morale penalty. You could see towards the end of the battle, we had a couple still relatively healthy Gorebulls that we could have probably kept together. The enemy was really whittled down. I mean, they dropped to about 500, 600 men left. If we had a little bit more sustained power, we could have killed them. But in the end, we were teetering on the edge and fell off the morale precipice. But anyways, that's it for this quick battle. I will be definitely having some more, so stay tuned for that as we dive into the Beastmen multiplayer mechanics. It's very much enjoyable, but again, the value proposition of the, I believe, $20 that they're asking for, we'll have to wait to see if that's worth it. Anyways, let me know what you think below. See you in the next one. Peace out.